So I'm gonna make a video. I went and got my root canal completed, but I didn't have a crown placed on there because they told me that they didn't place the crown on there. When initially I went to the dentist, general dentist, and they told me, and they said they'll do the crown and they'll do the filling there. I mean the crown and the root canal. But when I got there, they said they don't do the crown. So they told me to go back to your general dentist to complete your cavities, and then they'll put the crown on there. So that's what I completed. But I wanted to make this video because when I went in there, you got to understand, for Michaela or anyone out there, every single time I go to a doctor's appointment and dentist appointment, these people, these transgenders and homosexuals know who the fuck I am, and they do not like me. There is a tremendous sabotaging or despise they have on me. It's almost like I'm not welcomed when I go into any of these places. The only reason that I even actually go there is for getting an opportunity to be malicious and nasty at me. And it's almost like if they had the opportunity to, they would throw me out and say, get out of here, we don't want to serve you because we don't want to. But they know that would be at the extremes of probably illegal, but as much as illegal stuff this isn't going on already. So I'm going to call they said they had to have a letter sent to them, to the paperwork and a letter sent to them for them to complete the crown. So they said that they were going to send that today to them. So hopefully within the next couple of days, I can figure out and call them and then schedule an appointment to have my cavities completed and their crown placed in the root canal. But understand that when the guy's working on my teeth, every gesture that they make is it's almost 100% of the time, it's something to be directed at me in a negative way. And it doesn't matter. It's either about my dead sister, Frankie getting raped, or justifying my mortality. And it's very dangerous and very nasty when I come across people who I don't know, no matter how polite and nice I am and try to normal as I try to act with them or try to behave with them, it doesn't matter. They know I was raped by a transgender. Whoever is doing this is sending all my personal information to a very tight network of homosexuals and transgenders, and have a full profile on me and sending the information to them. So when I meet them and know who they are, they're already very disgusting toward me. They have reasons to hate me. It doesn't matter if I try to present myself in any kind way or just have a mutual conversation with a human being. They despise me. They want to sabotage me and harm me and do something else, preparation for some other harm that they want to confine me and control me in. And the way they can do that is that they sabotage my teeth, because then I have trouble traveling to a lot of different states, and I'm suffering. And so it's a more of a horsewhip, a malicious act that they can harm me and to want to control me and confine me. But there was nothing wrong that went with the root canal, but I noticed that whenever they finish, it feels like there's a dip. And the filling that they put in there, I'm almost positive is supposed to be full, like to a flat surface. It's not supposed to be like this, and they just put filling in here, and there's still a dip, because when they put a crown on there, food and germs could probably still build up in there. But I don't know if it can, because I'm not a dentist. I'm not a dentist. So a dentist person, they know medically what to do to a person to sabotage them. They know, because no one is able to investigate it. Nobody. So if somebody wants to harm me, I will never know about it, because I have to completely trust this individual who doesn't like me and is saying nasty things to me, that they're not going to sabotage me. And every environment that I've been in, it's always been like that. But you got to understand that these people are extremely invested, whether it's the dentistry or someone. They know about Frankie being raped. by 10 homosexual men. They know how many people I've had sex with that were actually women. So I think it's important for me to talk about. I think it's important for me to talk about this because you have to understand the horrible environment that I'm in. That it doesn't matter how nice. That none of those things are going to pertain. They do not like people that doesn't let them get away with raping little children. And the fact is that I despise, and I told everybody and I tell everybody what this guy fucking did, and he's living in a 3-bedroom house comfortably, and he sent his fucking queers and transgenders after me and my mother, and I say something, and all these transgenders and homosexuals want to attack me because they want to defend a child rapist and a pedophile, and he never went to prison. So everyone is feeling sorry for him, so then they'll come after me for it and punish me so that I don't talk about it anymore. The same way that they used to abuse Frankie not to say anything about it anymore. But it feels like there's a dip. I'm not a dentist person. It feels like there's a dip, and it should be flat surface and filled in all the way. And I told them immediately, like I was like, did you already put the filling in? And it feels like it has a dip. So I don't know, maybe I could be wrong about that, about the dip. You know, that they didn't fill it all the way to the top, so that when they put a crown, bacteria and infection will happen later, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, knowing that that's what's going to happen, and it's very likely to happen, and then I'll have another problem. And that's why it makes me nervous. That's why, because they know educationally and I don't. So I'm going to get them to place a crown. They already put the cement on there, or the filling. It's like a cement, and I can bite down on it. My left side feels like it's supposed to be even. It's like it does, but I don't know. They're gonna put a crown. I don't even know what a crown is, but I'm guessing that it's like a molded tooth on top of the tooth. But it didn't take more than maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half. Hour to an hour and a half it took to complete the root canal. So tomorrow I'm calling them. I'm going to set up this appointment and tell them if they got the paperwork so I can go and get these cavities and get the root canal. Again, when I went to the general dentist, 5 days ago, last week, guy seemed very professional to me, much more kinder than the person I went to today, but I never know the circumstances of it. You got to understand that they know how many people I got raped. So when they bring up a number, and when they bring up Frankie, they know exactly what they're talking, and they'll act nasty toward me, and I know that's in reference of doing that. So I can't explain this enough. What Miguel and Diana Riviera did is get their homosexuals and transgenders against me, and that's all they're doing it because they wanted to get away with raping Frankie and did what they did and slapping my mother. So because they now had other people that were despising them a little bit, because even when you have homosexuals and transgenders, you're bound to find at least one gay man or two gay men out of a group of 20 of them that is going to hate that guy. Is going to hate another man, especially when he's that large, beating the shit out of a little fucking kid, so he can fucking rape him. And you got to understand that all these other people, they don't care. They want, allow, and justify a fucking child pedophile to fuck a little kid and rape him and punch him and do whatever the fuck he wants, because they all feel sorry for him, that he should get away with it. And it's only because let me tell you, in the straight community, if a fully grown man rapes a fucking little girl, no straight man ever looks at that fucking guy and says, it's okay, you're a straight guy, just fucking rape a little girl, you're just one of them, one of the straights, I'm gonna do everything I can to justify it. That never happens or will ever happen. That just doesn't happen unless they're both pedophiles. That never fucking happens, okay? In the gay community, when you rape a child and you got away with it, they're all gonna feel sorry for you. And so that's what they're all behaving, and that's what they're all fucking doing. They're all feeling empathetic and want to take ownership of that experience, even though I don't want to talk about it and bring in reference of it. That's exactly what they're doing because there's so much commotion about what's going on. Even if this happened 30 fucking years ago, and he held my brother in his fucking captive room in his prison for 15 fucking years, it doesn't going to change the fact that he never went to prison and got caught, and that he continued to do it for fucking 15 years. He didn't give a shit. And so he's relying on these homosexuals and transgenders to feel empathetic for him to come attack me because he's having a bad day, because there was probably a couple of them that really thought he was a fucking worthless piece of shit for fucking a little kid and then punching him around and do whatever the fuck he wanted. So, I don't know what it is about these pedophiles that these transgenders and gays want to feel sorry for. You know, they don't care. They don't care. This is horrific, and the police officers are the same fucking way. They want to feel empathetic and sorry for that piece of shit and just let him get away with it. They all know about it. All the police officers and detectives, they all fucking know about it. They don't give a shit. They all want to just give him a little, you know, it's okay, pat on the back, and go on your way. You know, you made a little boo, go live for the rest of your life. But what they did to me, and what they continue to do to me, is the suffering and the misery. I guarantee you, and I promise this, Miguel and Diana are not having people to attack them like they are me. I promise you that. They're not having, they're all feeling sorry, let's help Diana and Miguel out. You know, but it doesn't change that no matter how much everyone has their own opinions, and it's 100% protect, defend the pedophile and the child rapist, because we feel sorry for him, and they come at me for it. So, you know, you got to understand that when somebody does not like another human being with that very deep intention of homosexuality and transgender, whatever there is in their ways of living life, they despise people like me, and they just want to use me for resources. It is a little bit disturbing to me because even if there's gay men, gay guys, even though they're gay, wherever they are, and when they are around me when I am living with them or not living with them, or in a grocery store or whatever, they're still a guy. They still have testicles and a penis, and they're still guys, you know. I mean, they're not fucking women, and they don't desire to fuck women, but they're still part of the guys. You know, they're still the guys. But a transgender, you're never around real heterosexual females. So how do you think you understand what it is to be a female if you're never around a heterosexual female? Because heterosexual females are generally, a lot of times, very kind and very nice. And they, you know, for you to even close to understand, and that they're nowhere in the environment, that seems like extremely toxic. But, you know, I'm not here to be pointing fingers. I'm here to making these videos for my freedom, if it's ever going to happen one day. I don't ever see that happening. I don't ever see that happening. It's going to take some very drastic things and someone with millions of dollars to hire private investigators and lawyers for me, because they have me on lockdown. They have me confined and trapped in their dungeons where they want to keep me as enslaved. I'm not kidding you. I stood outside smoking a cigarette. And I have this, you see this lettering where it says on my coat? I put my coat on. You see this? This is UT Southwestern Medical Center. I'm standing outside and I have my jacket zipped up. All of a sudden, I feel someone shooting me with an electronic device. You can't see it, and it starts doing this. And it starts moving. So someone has a weapon in the area that I'm in, and it's just meant to pester me. They want me dead. Okay, so this is to mentally just torment me. I'm almost positive. I feel confident. You know, I know that this has to be coming from the highest level of authority of the president, or some sort of Congress or something, that someone got a power of attorney over me, or they're entirely doing this illegally, and it's because the police officers will not get involved to do anything to help me. But like I said, I'm grinding to do the best I can with what I have. And I hope this video helps. You know, but I thought I'd make a video on that. Try to get my GED, complete my cavities and crown, and need to get a job as soon as possible. I'm desperate for a job, you know, start working and earn some extra money so that I can start saving up money for my trips, buy a few things that I need, and take care of myself a little bit more better. Because I'm literally flat broke. I got pennies in my fucking bank account. Like, I'm not even kidding. I got hardly any fucking survival money right now. I gotta wait for my payment, and they're giving me problems that they already took $185 away from me for the insurance, and they may be able to terminate the papers and my medical insurance that I don't pay for, so I get the full amount before the end of the month. Maybe not. So they're just adding stress and figuring out how they can steal money from me. But my disability insurance. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on, and I'll make another video when it's completed. But I feel like there's a dip. It feels like there's a dip in my fucking tooth.